Welcome to the AI Brief, episode 171. This is your deep dive into the latest and most impactful developments in artificial intelligence. I'm your host.
And I'm your expert guide. Our mission here is really to help you cut through all the noise and, unpack what's actually significant in the AI world right now.
Exactly. And today, we've got quite a mix. We're going to look at this pretty unique AI-generated ad that popped up on national TV.
Oh, yeah, the Kalshi one.
That's the one. Then there are some big partnerships like OpenAI teaming up with Mattel, surprisingly.
Right, AI toys. We'll get into that.
We'll also cover how fast AI video models are moving. There's a new leader on the benchmarks already.
Plus, updates on AI hardware competition.
And Microsoft Copilot getting some new vision tricks. And then a quick run through some other news and tools you should probably know about.
It definitely shows how fast things are changing, doesn't it? Okay, let's dive into those key updates.
Let's start with that ad. The one for Kalshi, the prediction market company. It was a 30-second spot, AI generated, and it ran during the NBA Finals on ABC.
Huge platform. And the description everyone seemed to land on was unhinged.
Unhinged is one word for it, maybe a bit chaotic. But what's really remarkable is how it was made.
Right. AI filmmaker PJ Axituro put it together in just 2 days.
2 days. For a
Yeah.
national spot like that, that's almost unbelievable compared to how these things usually get made.
The main tool was Google's VO3 video model. He mentioned generating like hundreds of clips.
Yeah, something like 300 or 400 attempts just to get the 15 seconds actually made into the ad.
So clearly not a one-shot deal. Lots of trial and error, which is pretty standard for AI creative work now.
And it wasn't just VO3, right? He also used other AI tools.
Yeah, things like Gemini and ChatGPT help with the whole process, brainstorming ideas, writing the script, even crafting the specific prompts for VO3.
They apparently tried using VO3's own ability to generate speech, too, but ran into some issues.
Like Saturo mentioned things like weird subtitles just showing up or the voices not sounding consistent between clips, so, not quite seamless yet.
It definitely contributes to that unhinged vibe, I guess. But the economics, that's the kicker.
He estimated the cost was about 95% less than a traditional production.
95% cheaper. That's staggering. And he actually predicted that this style, these sort of high dopamine VO3 videos, could be a trend in 2025.
It's a bold prediction on the style, maybe, but the core point is the time and cost. Seeing AI video ads hit the NBA Finals is a big moment, regardless of whether you liked the specific ad.
Yep.
The tech is improving so fast, those rough edges, the visual quirks, they probably won't last long.
So, thinking about what this means for you listening, well, get ready. The cost savings are so dramatic, you might start seeing a lot more ads made this way. Super fast, super cheap, even if the style itself changes.
Okay, so moving from ads on TV to something maybe closer to home, the Playroom, there's this new partnership, OpenAI and Mattel.
AI-powered toys, that feels significant. They're talking about using AI with huge brands like Barbie, Hot Wheels, American Girl.
Yeah, it's not just one product line. They're looking across Mattel's whole portfolio, thinking about how AI fits into physical toys, digital experiences, everything.
And we might see the first AI toy from this later this year.
That's the plan. And it's not just about the toys themselves. Mattel's actually giving its own employees access to ChatGPT Enterprise.
Ah, so using it internally too, for ideas and maybe making things run smoother.
Exactly. Now, both companies are stressing safety, age appropriateness, the important stuff when kids are involved. Mattel keeps control of its IP and the final products.
But the potential here is for toys that are way more personalized, more interactive.
That's the idea. Imagine a toy that really learns how a child plays, talks to them uniquely. It could be incredibly engaging.
It does raise some big questions, though, doesn't it, putting AI directly into the playroom like that?
Absolutely. It's a really sensitive area. You immediately think about child development, privacy. What kind of data are these things collecting? Is this technology actually good for young kids? I expect we'll hear a lot more debate about this.
Definitely one to watch. Okay, sticking with rapid advancements, let's talk video AI again. There's a new model making waves from ByteDance.
Ah, yes. Seedance 1.0. And it's already topping leaderboards.
Right. It's ranked first on some key benchmarks for both text-to-video and image-to-video, supposedly beating out VO3, Kling 2.0, even Sora.
Which is amazing considering how new some of those other models are. We were just talking about VO3 powering that Kalshi ad.
Exactly. And Seedance claims impressive specs. 5-second videos, 1080p resolution, generated in under a minute. They said around 40 seconds.
And beyond speed, they're highlighting things like better storytelling, keeping characters consistent across shots, smoother transitions. the quality
They
aspects.
even created their own benchmark test, Seed Video Bench, to show off where it excels motion, following the prompt, looking good.
And the plan is to put Seedance into their own products, like the Dubao chatbot and their Jimeng video platform later this year.
What this really shows is just how incredibly fast AI video is moving, especially with labs in China pushing hard. VO3 made headlines with its audio, setting a new bar.
And boom, someone else is already claiming better visual performance. The pace is just relentless. What's cutting edge today is, well, maybe not tomorrow.
It really feels like that sometimes. Okay, let's shift from the software side to the hardware that makes it all run. News from AMD.
Right, NVIDIA's big competitor, AMD just announced a new line of AI chips.
And they're making some pretty bold claims, suggesting they can compete with NVIDIA's latest Blackwell chips.
They're talking about a massive performance increase too, like a 35x boost for inference tasks compared to their last generation.
That's a big jump.
Yeah.
And they've already gotten some nods from important people, right? Like Sam Altman at OpenAI, execs from Meta, XAI.
Yeah, getting that kind of validation early on is really important. It suggests these major AI players are interested in AMD's approach, which often leans more towards open source software.
And that matters because
Well, for AI companies, an open ecosystem gives them more flexibility. They can potentially mix and match hardware and software more easily, and crucially, more competition helps keep costs down compared to relying on just one dominant supplier.
So for you, the listener, more competition in AI chips is generally good news. It usually pushes innovation faster and might eventually make the AI services you use a bit cheaper.
Definitely. Okay, one more big update before the quick roundup. Microsoft's Copilot is getting its vision capabilities.
Ah, the feature where it can see your screen. This has been talked about for a while.
And now it's actually rolling out to PC owners, starting in the US. The basic idea is Copilot can understand what's being displayed on your monitor.
So you could use it for things like finding a setting you can't locate or getting help with software.
Exactly. Maybe you're stuck in Photoshop or you need help tweaking a website layout. Instead of trying to describe the problem, Copilot can look at your screen and guide you through the steps.
And it can even highlight things on the screen to help.
Yeah, it can point out buttons or text, making it easier to follow along. It turns Copilot into more of a visual assistant right there on your desktop.
That sounds genuinely useful for navigating complex software or just Windows itself sometimes.
Okay, so those are some of the major headlines. Let's shift gears now and run through some other interesting AI bits and pieces, maybe a bit faster.
Yeah, quick fire. Still on video, ByteDance researchers also showed off something called Seaweed APT-2. This one's about real-time interactive video generation, streaming up to 5-minute videos at 24 frames per second. More dynamic video.
Apple News. Those big Siri AI upgrades they announced, reports say maybe not fully landing until spring 2026, so nearly 2 years out. Shows how complex this stuff is.
Runway, the AI video company, released a chat mode. Basically, you can just talk to it in plain English to create images, videos, whatever. Makes it more accessible.
For the science folks, Los Alamos, Meta, and Berkeley Lab released Open Molecules 2025. It's a huge data set, over 100 million molecular simulations, meant to train AI for chemistry and drug discovery, foundational stuff.
OpenAI updated its internal projects tool. They call it Taskmaster now. Better research, voice support, improved memory, file uploads, making it a more capable personal AI workspace.
DeepMind's got Stormwatch, an AI weather system to help predict hurricane intensity and paths further out up to 15 days. Could be really valuable for the National Hurricane Center.
Interesting trend from Y Combinator's latest batch of startups. Nearly half of the 144 companies are building AI agents. Shows where founders think the next big thing is. Business Insider picked 10 to watch.
And a leadership shuffle at Scale AI founder Alexander Wang is apparently off to Meta, and the chief strategy officer, Jason Droge, is taking over as CEO. Always interesting when founders move on.
Okay, and really quick, some trending tools people are talking about.
Daya, a new AI-first web browser from the browser company.
Meta AI adding video editing features for short-form content.
Windsurf browser has a built-in coding assistant.
Managed chat mode offering free, unlimited AI chat.
VisionFX claims instant generation of images, video, music, voice from text.
Browser Act lets you scrape websites without coding.
Wave, a modular AI agent system for research and automation.
And Clarity UX uses AI for design feedback and heat maps to improve websites.
Wow, okay. That really covers a lot of ground.
It really does. Just think about the range from that unhinged AI ad hitting the mainstream to smart toys, fierce chip competition, and AI literally looking over your shoulder on your PC.
And that point about the speed is key. We talked about the Kalshi ad using VO3, which felt novel.
Right, and then almost in the same breath, we mentioned ByteDance's Seedance supposedly already beating VO3 on benchmarks.
That's the cycle right now. Groundbreaking 1 minute, potentially surpass the next. It's incredibly fast, overlapping innovation.
Which leads to maybe a final thought for you to consider. With technology evolving this quickly, models leapfrogging each other constantly, what does that mean for how stable or reliable the tools built on them will be?
And maybe more fundamentally, how quickly will this sheer pace change the way you interact with technology, with information, with content in your day-to-day life? Something is definitely shifting.
Food for thought, for sure. That brings us to the end of this deep dive.
Hope you found it useful. If you did, please follow the AI brief wherever you get your deep dives.
And do share this with anyone else you think would want to keep up with the latest in AI. Thanks for listening.